It speaks of justice wrapped in hate. It claws at scars that never fade, and feeds on vows Tymir betrayed. There is no God to shield him now, no light to guide, no sacred vow. Only the dark with teeth and grin, waiting for Tymir to let it in. But still he stands, though the void invades. Though fire begs him to unchain the blade, he screams in silence, bruised but sane, and turns away from power's name. He walks alone where the dead have slept, with demons clawing at secrets kept. They offered him kingdoms, thrones, and flame, but Tymir remembers love, not names. But still he stands, though the night devours, the rage ignites and whispers power. He bears the weight, he feels the flame, but holds the line, denies the name.
How's everyone doing tonight? We are almost ready. Just trying to get everything set up. We just went live on YouTube. We're also going to be going live on TikTok momentarily. Also getting my notes and everything set up too. Motherfuckers, you better have your questions ready.
Still as the world caught flame, my son never breathed, but I loved him the same. No angels came, no divine embrace, just demons dancing in sacred space. Oh God, where were you when the heavens cracked, when my soul broken, the sky turned black? You watched me fall, you let them burn. Is this the faith I was meant to learn? I was your sword, I bore your brand. Now I walk with death carved into my hands. The cradle's cold, her ring still warm, and I am nothing but grief transformed. They say you test what you
Just gotta get TikTok set up.
but what kind of God leaves a man with a ghost? No more hymns, no whispered grace, only vengeance now in your hollow place. Oh God, where were you when the heavens cracked, when my soul broken, the sky turned black? You watched me fall, you let them burn.
And we're also going to be smoking some whiskey as well. Why do I smell? Oh, you tell me.
If you won't answer, I'll carve my own fate with broken vows and holy hate. The light is gone, but I remain a fallen paladin, cursing your name.
God, setting TikTok up is so weird.
If you won't answer, I'll carve my own fate with broken vows and holy hate. The light is gone, but I remain a fallen paladin, cursing your name. Your name's to lens, then to learn. If you won't answer, I'll carve my own fate They said we wouldn't make it back. They were almost right. But we're not done yet. Down! Crew is fire, ghosts and scars. We've bled across 1,000 stars. No gods, no time, no second tries. Just one last shot before we die. Miranda's grit, Garrus' aim, Tali's breath and Legion's name. Jack's rage burns through every wall, but I'm the one who takes the fall. Through the Omega 4 relay, we rewrite into the black where angels hide. The collectors wait with blades and flame, but they're gonna learn my fucking name. One ship, one crew, one breath, one chance. We make our stand, not circumstance. We don't look back, we don't kneel down. We burn through hell or we all go down. I've died once, don't need. Every soul aboard is mine to shield.
All right, we're live. We're ready. Here we are. Writing stream. This is going to be interesting. So we're going to get ready, though. Probably lower the music a little bit. Probably a good idea. We're going to keep music playing. TikTok looks good. That looks fine.
Good evening.
It's a Nat. I need to redo Nat's commands. Oh, let's smoke some whiskey, shall we? We're gonna do some apple, and then we're gonna get ready for do some writing. We're gonna do some writing. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday. Anyway, I'm currently on chapter 15, Embers of the Morning. We'll get into questions if anyone does have any. Doesn't need to be book-related questions either. It is technically an Ask Me Anything stream, so why do I die? That's a spoiler. That is spoiler territory. I had all right. Let me make my whiskey first, right? Listen, get all dressed up for this shit. Fire! Well, welcome in. If anyone is new, welcome into the stream. What was that top part? Yeah, I'm new. Anything. Wait, hold on, not like that. Listen, we've discussed the Ask Me Anything. Hi, new. I'm Candies. All right. You're funny. I don't want to give away spoilers. You know, I'll probably give a little gist of what's kind of going on and everything. You know, just shit like that, basically. Maybe I'll give little sneak previews. Who knows? You never know. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know. How's everyone doing though? Everyone doing good? It's a very different style of stream. What? Yeah, I fucked it up. Meth lighter. Not falling my nose. Out. There we go. How'd you and Katie meet? We actually met through a game, actually. And then we realized we were a town away from each other. But we weren't looking for like relationships at the time. I think at that point, like only like a couple months single, I think. I know, right? Oh, Apple. Apple's fucking good. Apple is fucking good. I like Apple. All right. So let's begin, shall we? You guys have questions, ask away. We're going to be just listening to music. I'm going to be writing. Literally, I have everything up. Ooh, spoilers, chapter 15. You can't look at that. I should put like a blur on the... Can I do that actually? Can I put a blur on the screen? How longish will the book be? So... calculator. As of right now, according to what I have researched, I currently have, I don't know if you can see it, 25,908 words. So 25,908. We're going to divide that. It's between 250 to 350. So we'll say 350 being the higher number per page. We currently have 74 pages. I haven't hit the halfway point yet. So we are minimum probably going to be like 150 pages, approximately maybe like 40 chapters. I have combined chapters, shit like that. So still got a ways to go, but I really need to start just like anchoring in and kind of doing this, you know. But I think it's gonna be, I think the book's gonna do good. I just really need to kind of start getting it out there, you know. Trying to find like my notes for currently where I'm in chapter 15. All right, if this book doesn't do good, that doesn't mean you should. No, exactly. It could take a while until this book actually becomes something. So it's one of those things that we're gonna have to kind of just figure it out. I know. It's in that. It's a couple of books. Yeah, and that's very true. And that is very, very true. The prequel could be what sells it and picks it up. So the only thing like I really kind of want to do, because there's people that like literally pump out a full-blown 150 plus page book in like a couple months. This is over a year at this point. But I didn't like hardcore start writing until like the beginning of this year in a way. But I kind of like focused on notes and I rewrote the first couple of chapters. So I think people are going to like the prequel, but they're going to be surprised what I'm going to throw in, because the prequel is actually going to, obviously it leans into the current book, but it's going to have, in essence, if you read this book first, you're not going to know it. But if you read the prequel first, there's a massive spoiler that's going to be in the prequel that's going to be in this book. That this doesn't just read the prologue. Yeah, the prologue is like a big, I needed a build up to it. The prologue actually is what took me the longest. So where was sorry, just trying. What's up, Joe? That's right, this one I have Meg being a little Megara. Uh-oh.
Shut up, Meg.
Shut up, Meg. I'm gonna do this.
When the chapel broke, he rose alone. A wrathful hymn in flesh and bone.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Dusty, thanks for the lurk, my dude. That's right, yeah. her being a little cunt. Just being a little cunty right now. Well, when you scare me like that. So, you know, catch Lily. Ooh, Lily. Lilith? Inside joke if you know. By the way, that's hint. But let me just find my place and then you guys can start asking as many questions as you want. I feel like I'm off on my shit through my phone because I had to download it and it's not like I don't know. I do my own edits. Once I have it fully written, I'm gonna have to go through the whole entire book and make any fixes and probably add some context to certain parts. When I was actually reading chapter 1, I was like, I should actually add something from like chapter 6 and 7 into this that I wrote. Or I could just leave it be because we do a flashback in chapter 10? Chapter 9 or 10, I think? Yeah. All right. But ask away, peoples. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. By the way, if anyone didn't know, the music that is playing is my music that I actually based that song that just played actually off of the book. I'm probably gonna actually do another album on the book as well soon. I kind of want to focus on, I think, writing for a bit and kind of stem away from like the hardcore music, but I want to make some like random songs here and there. Roughly, if you know or have a guess, how much will the book cost? I get to set everything myself because I'm going to do it through Amazon and Barnes and Noble. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to do it through Barnes and Nobles. I don't really know because I'm technically an indie author, but I don't want it to be like $4, you know, like minimum $10, like $9.99, $69.69. Yeah, $69.69. But probably like $9.99. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking at least. Tymir stood, adjusting the strap of his armor with a stern expression. His voice came low and clipped. Blah, 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 blah. If blank is gonna blank to blank, I'm probably gonna end up writing blank. Thinking of selling it to Barnes & Noble, also your own site. Barnes & Noble, and then it's gonna be mainly Amazon. I can upload it too. I wanna have a website made before pre-orders start for like advertising and get all the information of my book and like future books at that. I just realized there's like a maybe. Do I have a slight delay in my camera? So I feel like I do a movement and it's like a half a second slow. Oh, you know what? You know why? Camera Hub isn't even fucking up with Kindle Unlimited. Good exposure, but I hear authors get like, yeah. Well, Kindle Unlimited, yes. But I really feel like I have a delay. It's kind of tripping me out a little bit. Up, down. God, good books from Kindle. I mean, they're gonna be on Kindle. I don't know how the Kindle Unlimited, to be really quite honest, works. But the book, I do plan on having it be on Kindle. I am gonna try to have a soft cover and a hardcover book as well. Obviously, the hardcover would be more money, probably like $14.99 instead. We are gonna also do a book signing at some point, so should be fun. Should be fun. See, where was I? If you're going to keep traveling, blank, 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 shit out. I'm actually still trying to figure out if I should write a romance scene and make it the spicy. I don't know. What do you guys think, honestly, with the type of book, with what you know so far? And we'll do another reading of the prelude and chapter 1, maybe chapter 2 if you're good. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can make an incentive during this stream, like bits or subs or something, and maybe I'll read chapter 2 or something. You're not romantic at all, so it'd be a spicy type of romantic scene. I just don't know if I actually want to do that, honestly, because I don't know how to write that shit. Alright, so can you write a good... I never have. I don't know. I really don't know. That's why I'm like, do I try? And that could be like the one thing that like fucks the book over, you know? Sorry, I just like random talk. Oh, I couldn't pay him to do romantic. Oh, here we go. I mean, if you'd write it, I'd read it for you. Romance reader. Oh, sorry, I was gonna try and see if I could do like a blur. Always fade to black if you get feedback from people wanting the scene, them in the sequel. Well, there's not gonna be a sequel. There's gonna be a prequel, and the prequel is not gonna have any romance at all. Can't really have a sequel if something happens to the main character. Dun dun dun. I feel like I'm lagging for some reason. Like, does my audio sound off compared to like my lips, I guess? He said with such confidence there's not going to be a sequel. No, there's a prequel, no sequel. There's like something weird happening to my fucking computer, and I don't know what the hell it is. That's right. We're going to do display capture. Can I put in a blur filter? Yes. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Boom. There you go, guys. Now you can't see what I'm writing, but you can at least see stuff going on. Okay, because you're used to seeing your face in a tiny circle. Maybe? I don't know. I'm getting like weird glitches on my computer. I don't know what's going on. But whatevs. Forgot to do one thing I thought I did. Alright, let's see. Where did I leave off? What's it talking about? Blah, 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 blah. For whatever reason, I have to copy and paste a specific name constantly because I can't repeat a fucking asterisk on it. And I already did it so much that I just don't want to fucking redo it constantly. Spotted Leowin crouched near the bank. Tut, tut, tut. We're actually like two or three chapters away from literally the midpoint. Because the midpoint, there's going to be a battle. And it's going to lead into a massive fuck up. Or will it? I don't know. How am I supposed to know? I do. Obviously, we talked about the prequel. I do have another book idea. And it's actually going to be, I think I'm going to do this one next, honestly, before I start working on the prequel. It's going to be a children's book. Think D&D style. And it's going to be basically about Kinsley and Silas. Kinsley is going to be a cleric. Silas is going to be the guardian spirit. And it's going to be, I'm going to make some type of like children's book out of it. I don't know what the story is going to be about. It was just like a random thought that we thought of, like me and Katie, like a couple months ago, like 2-3 months ago, I want to say. And that's it. That's one idea. The other one that I have is kind of hard to describe, but it's going to be one of those books that if I'm able to, it would be a series. Minimum 5 books, maybe. And man, where do I even begin to try and describe this one without no one understanding, basically? So the other main book idea that I originally actually kind of started a couple years ago, but then I kind of stopped. I don't think I actually have those original notes, but I still know the idea of it. So there's a person. There's a reason why I say person. You'll understand this in a minute. There's a person that when they are born, they're taken away from their people. Their people, there's not a lot of them left. There's like a little village of them left on a planet. And I called them the iridescents. They're basically people of light, but there's going to be a dark secret about them later on in the series, not in book 1. So she gets stolen from her people literally the day that she's born to this kingdom just wanting power. And in essence, they're going to make this girl be some type of warrior. They're like literally just bred for battle. Think kind of medieval hardcore fantasy, and it's going to involve time. We'll get to that in a minute. So a couple years go by, we're going to stem into like, when maybe between like the age of like 10 and 12, she's going to have an incident. And another couple years go by, she meets somebody and they kind of get along, each word on the page. Good luck. I can hardcore the blur more, but her 18th birthday, there's like this special event. Think gladiator type thing, but basically it's like, if you do well, you rise in a rank and basically are like the king's guard in a way. Well, things aren't going to go as planned, basically. Her love interest is going to die very early on. Her love interest is going to die early on, which is actually the king's daughter. And when it happens, she explodes with this energy she didn't know she had, because the whole entire time she thought she was these humans. I don't know what I'm going to call them yet, honestly, but she thought she was these people, not the iridescents. She had no clue about it. Oh, it's going to get good, though. It's going to get good. So all hell breaks loose. Obviously, I don't have a lot of details. I haven't written it, but I just know where it's going to go, and it's just like putting it into words to get to that point. And in essence, she's going to get injured very, very badly. But all of a sudden, with all this power she has, she can warp. And she lands somewhere next to the girl. She said something quippy. She lands somewhere and just doesn't know where the fuck she is anymore. All right, now I'm getting stutters. I'm gonna blame TikTok. But she gets, yeah, so like that. Oh, I just realized I'm not even, there we go. I just realized that. I'm so fucking stupid with the TikTok side. Oh, fuck it. Anyway, so yeah, so something happens. She gets severely injured and she dies. She dies. And then all of a sudden, this guy wakes up, no memory. None. He doesn't know who the hell he is, where he came from, what he's doing. He's covered in blood, but he doesn't understand how because he's got no injuries. Are they the same person? No, they're not. But they're the same soul. And what happens is when one gets hurt, Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck you. That actually got me because I'm like, not gaming, so there's like, I don't have that kind of focus, I guess. I just lost my train of thought on that. But oh yeah. So guy wakes up, no memory, covered in blood, blah 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 blah. Stuff goes on. He trains, finds this like master swordsman, learns the way of the sword, and then fights in this never-ending war with the iridescents. The iridescents versus this kingdom. Now, the iridescents come from somewhere else entirely. And it's years later. Like, he's an old man at this point. And all of a sudden, a rift. No, I'm sorry. I trailed off for a second. He's not an old man. During the battle, that's a much later part I thought of. During the battle, a rift opens up in the sky. Remember, I told you something about time. Okay? A rift opens up in the sky, and everything just gets fucked. The iridescents are destroyed. This kingdom is completely obliterated. And he falls into this void. Now he's crashing down into a planet. And it's planet Earth. And like I want to say somewhere in between like the 12th century. And this is where I start getting religious aspects into it. A group of 6 people stumble across him. He's still alive, but nobody knows what the fuck he is. Now, I brought in, once again, angels and demons. And a dickhead god. These 6 people are 6 chosen individuals to hold the 7 keys. The 7 keys being the keys of the apocalypse. Well, they only have 6 people. They have an extra key. They're still trying to recruit a 7th. He eventually becomes that person. But his abilities, I guess you can call it, is torn away because the angels wanted to kill him because they knew what he was. They knew he was an iridescent, which is higher than them and higher than God. But he doesn't know that still. And that was going to be the gist of the first book. The girl eventually would come back in like book 2 or 3. He also commits a very grave sin and goes to hell. That's gonna be just one book. Obviously a lot more detail is gonna be in it, but that'd be one book. And it's gonna end with him committing that sin. And then book 2 is gonna be him in hell, going through hell, learning about himself, meeting this woman, which the reason why he commits the sin is because, remember, the love interest from that kingdom was reborn on Earth. They meet, blah, blah, blah. She gets killed. He gets lured, bring her back to life, do this, blah, blah, blah. He kills, blah, 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 blah. There you go. Goes to hell. And then the next book would be basically him about getting out of hell, meeting a girl that's down there who's been trapped down there. And she has a fragment of his original love interest in the beginning that was the king's daughter. But he doesn't know that. Like there's reasons behind it, basically. Yeah. It was an idea. And it was gonna go all the way to almost modern time. Or even maybe futuristic. I haven't fully decided on that. But I already had an envision of multiple books for that one. And then, like I said, the girl would come back, but she's all fucked up. Like, we're talking, she hears voices. She is fucking just anxiety, depression, everything is just mentally fucking her. And she's just so scared and just doesn't know. And it's going to be a story of her basically like being this thing that's like thrown to the wolves and she needs to survive. But always been this creative writing, or did you just start? I always have, but my parents said this is never going to be anything good for me. And then it wasn't honestly until Silas, I just literally just went at it. But that book is going to happen after I do this, because I feel like I would need to finish this story before I kind of did that one. Yeah, fuck parents. But yeah.
Just the storm and the silence, but your name is a fire I carry.
Yeah, I'm curious where I'd be now if I had basically like Katie's parents, you know? If I had them, like parents that actually like pushed me into things that I was like actually good at and not forced me into things that I was not that great at. I mean, I was good, but not great. And I also got a massive back injury that apparently was my fault. But yeah, I'd be really curious about that. Honestly, I would love to know like how different my life would have been. You know, like would I have written and published books? Would I have started streaming much earlier on? I don't fucking know. Who knows? Grant, I also wasn't this social as I am now. Go home, Katie. You're drunk. Her parents are the best. Parents are the best. Yeah, I'm honestly like severely curious about that. Severely curious.
The world moved on, but I stayed me.
Want ice cream? How? I don't know.
To the weight of your absence, the shape of
Oh, my Helldiver's really bad tonight. Yeah.
say there's
I'm gonna pass. We had pizza tonight, so I don't want to have anything extra.
souls like yours roam.
You're a bad influence. Yeah, McDonald's fucking ice cream maker never fucking works.
Just to breathe.
But I want to do, like, oh man, I feel like I could come up with so many awesome ideas for books, you know? How cool would it be if, like, this book got turned into something? Like, a fucking movie or, like, a show on, like, HBO or some shit. Like, how fucking awesome would that fucking be? You know? Like, whew. I'd be fucking set for life. So, yeah, McDonald's ice cream machine's broken. It's broken. Broken. Can I also get Katie or Nat to do a at everyone in Discord as well, please? Please. Remember, guys, we're also streaming to YouTube, so let's try and get some likes over there as well. Fuck TikTok. I don't really fucking give a shit about TikTok. This time it's either being clean or the manager doesn't want to deal with it. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the thing. the majority of you were in stream when I read the prelude in chapter 1. Do we repeat the prelude in chapter 1? Probably because we're streaming to YouTube, so maybe we should. Maybe. Because you what? Sorry, I have you in my ear and walking around. For democracy. To reread the prelude in chapter 1. And yes, I need either you or Katie to add everyone in Discord. Be like, hey, motherfuckers, come ask some questions. Come on. The stream's not going on all night. We're only going to do this probably another like 45 minutes to an hour. Leia would knelt by the water's edge. Her fingers trailing through the ripples as if they could cool the heat still burning in her chest. Why is there heat burning in her chest? He's tired of listening to me. Nah, you've had some great questions, and I honestly I appreciate it because you're like, no offense to Nat. I mean, Katie knows whatever the answers are going to be, but no one else is asking questions. I know Nat is busy with things, but I appreciate her being here. But no, I want to try and get more people. Nat, at everyone though. We don't want to offend anybody. What? She didn't. Look up. Tymir stepped beside her, but she spoke softly. I didn't do it. Uber, Dairy Queen. Oh, damn, you suck. Anyone have any other questions? I mean, Katie, do you want to ask a question? Nat? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody over on YouTube? If we have anybody? TikTok? No, everyone keeps dishing on TikTok. I've had a couple people on TikTok, and they all keep fucking like leaving. Favorite color? I'd be between blue and an olive green, honestly. Hard question. Do you think your own experience with religion will continue to be a force in your writing? Was it a part of your writing before your loss? It was not a part of my writing before my loss. I don't know the answer to that. Probably not. In this book, it's going to be a massive thing. I said, I don't know. You answer that one. But the whole religion thing, yeah, it's probably going to be like a massive thing. It's going to be a massive thing in this book, specifically, because Tymir is going to be very religious in the prelude. As a paladin of the Silver Order, they're going to be part of the church, like a fantasy-style church, basically. And that's why he leaves and becomes a priest, because he still believes in his God and everything. But after what happens to him, he's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And you're going to see that in a flashback later on in the book, around, I think, chapter 10, I think it was. It's going to basically, the flashback is going to be, for those of you that have heard chapter 1, it's going to take place of like about almost an hour after chapter 1 ends. It's just going to be rage. Is Kinsley going to inspire a character? I've thought about it. I have an idea for one, but I'm going to leave it at that, because the idea that I have is going to be a massive, massive, massive spoiler, because it's going to be something towards the end of the book. In the city of the... That's all you're getting. The city of the what? What research have you done, if any, in regards to the medieval setting? None. I love medieval. This is fantasy, so it's kind of just my own realm, you can call it. I'm not calling it Earth. I haven't even kind of mentioned anything like that. I haven't even mentioned if the religion is Catholicism or Christianity or anything. The city of Nuggy. A little chicken nuggy. Yeah. But Yeah, I honestly, zero research. Zero research. It's more so like video games that I have played are just going to kind of be my research because it's fantasy. You know, it's not, we're talking about demons and magic. Katie's character wields a very powerful flame, and there's a secret to that. Dun 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 dun. Da-da-da. No? Never said that you die. So remember, I mentioned a name. Elowen is the girl Tymir falls for, gets married. They have a kid in the beginning. But then something happens. But then in chapter 5, there's a Leowen. So, here's you back. I have a hard question too. It can't be able to, what? All right, what's the hard question? What's the hard question?
Dick small.
You dick small. Small penis support group. So why do you have so many problems with salad, but not? That's a great question. I don't know. I can have Taco Bell and not go straight to the toilet 90% of the time. 90% of the time. Can we at least ask questions related maybe to more of the book since we're trying to push that? So yeah, your body can. Who was I here? Sorry for yelling like that. It's so weird actually writing because I'm so used to like my laptop keyboard. So it's like kind of fucking me up a little bit. I need to know though. That's I honestly I don't because I haven't mentioned the world. So I honestly I don't know. Like, should I have a name for the worlds? It hasn't been mentioned, but it could be the thing that I'm gonna have. I've been working on a speech, like a speech that like a commander gives to his troops, you know. And I think I'm gonna mention, if I mention a world, maybe I'll do it then. Presses the delete button. How do you handle when the characters don't want to do what you want them to do? So about that, well, every time I wrote in Katie's other persona, we're gonna call her. Honestly, it's not that much of a spoiler, to be really quite honest. I'll answer that in a second, Nat. Let me finish this one. So I rewrote chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 probably a dozen times because I didn't like how it was. I didn't like in chapter 2, Tymir, I'm going to give a little detail of chapter 2 and maybe we'll read it. Tymir goes back several years later to the church. Something's calling him there. Was it his wife? Was it the damned? Was it the demons? And he fights something in the church. And it kind of brings the perspective, and then Nat's character comes in. So I originally had it where Katie's character actually comes in chapter 3, right after this battle that Tymir has. And I was just like, I didn't like how it flowed. It just didn't feel right. So I wanted to have some type of, there's a lot of game adaptations I'm putting in this. And I wanted two characters, or the main character, Tymir, to have kind of like a relationship like Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us. And I figured daughter Nat, so her character, Moira Blackbone, she's a Scottish. She talks with a Scottish accent and she fucking swears all the fucking time. She's actually, fun fact, Moira is the first character in the book that drops the F-bomb, and then it starts gradually increasing. I was like, I gotta start adding F-bombs. Like, it just feels natural for this type of thing. And I think one of the first things, there's a part, Thorn. There's a part in the book, because we play Phasmophobia, I had to do a haunted house sequence. So literally I have where Moira says something like, they enter this house, and then all of a sudden the door shuts. They end up having to fight a fucking revenant. And she just like freaks the fuck out. And she's like, oh, for fucking Christ, this fucking haunted house. And like, she's freaking out and swearing and just like, she's just like, fuck this. And I had to write that because we've played Phasmophobia with Nat so much, you know? And I originally actually had the haunted house be with Snazzy's character, Siran. I haven't figured out how I want to pronounce his name yet. But it didn't flow correctly. So I deleted it and rewrote it and wrote him a little later. Anyway, what did I miss for questions? Why is Nat's character maybe gonna die? Gotta read the book. I don't know what to tell you. And the question is, do I kill off a character before the end? What do you guys think? So not in real life. Yeah, Nat, we need to get a Scottish accent. So yeah, a friend of mine in college had the last name Seaman. Oh my god. But yeah. Okay, your ice cream's here. But yeah, do I kill off a character? And the problem is, I can't kill off Katie's character, and I can't kill off Tymir yet. So the question is, do I kill off a character? I think I'm gonna have. Well, yeah, I can't let you know. You're gonna have to wait until chapter 10 and 11 to know if you live or die. Kill off. Well, Meg is gonna die, and actually, Meg's gonna die very soon. I'm writing Meg where she's kind of being this bitch. She knows Tymir and Leowyn have this connection, and she's trying to get in the middle of it. Now, Meg's character is part of the demonic horde, but she's disguising herself. So like her presence is like unknown. Like Tymir being a paladin and Leowyn being this godly strong cleric, they can't figure it out. But yes, she's actually a demonic whore, and secretly she is Lilith. I already gave like massive hints that you can't trust her character right from the get-go. And like they get to camp after they meet because they're heading towards the same area, and she's like flirting with Tymir. She's like, oh, well, you can put your bedroll next to mine. We can keep each other warm, if you know what I mean. And Leowyn just fucking snaps and is like, basically, fuck you, bitch. Like, get fucked, stay fucked, get the fuck out. And that's how I'm like kind of writing this dynamic currently. And then something's going to happen. Because like I said, there's about to be a massive battle scene. And there's already an infiltrated spy from the demonic horde. But is it just Lily or is it somebody else? I don't know. Gonna have to wait. Gonna have to wait. A fucking smoked apple whiskey. Oh god. Nice like fall flavor. Just it's fucking delicious, man. Just. She let out a breath. She got under my skin. Yeah, I'm actually trying to come up with a... Whoa. Hello. All right, you know what? TikTok, I feel like you're fucking everything up. So fuck TikTok. Okay, bye. Exit that. We definitely have... There's a fucking delay. I got something wrong going on here. Something is seriously wrong on my end. Which sucks, because this is like not a normal stream, so I don't want it to kind of get fucked up. No downloads, we're good there. It's definitely got a fucking delay. I have no clue, Kate. No clue. Yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with the lag. I think it's just something on my computer. I don't know what though. No regrets. No regrets, man. Funny enough, I actually wrote one chapter primarily on my phone. It was very pain in the ass to do, but I really wanted to write one night and I was already in bed. And I didn't want to go get my laptop and everything and then have to plug it in while Katie and Nuggies was asleep. I wrote it on my phone. And it's the third longest chapter. Ooh. Speaking of strawberries, I fucking bought strawberries and they went bad after like 2 fucking days. Tymir crouched beside her, arms resting on his knees. You don't need to blank to me. There's something about her I don't trust. Out of all, you're doing amazing. Aw, thanks, Nat.
And we continue for those who come after, for all the lost, for love, for laughter. We'll make our stand beneath dark suns and carry the weight until it's done.
Gave away some spoilers there. I can't even make that out, honestly. So I am still shooting for October. I think I can still have this released by October, if not like the first week in November. To be really quite honest, I just need to have it finished, written and edited, proofread, which I'm going to do all by myself, by the end of summer. If I have everything done by the end of summer, then we can have, realistically, I only need a month for pre-orders. So the pre-orders will start beginning of October, end of September. As long as everything is done by September, I just really need to start fine-tuning and getting down to business with writing. That's it. I know exactly where the book is going. I know exactly how it's going to end. I know everything where it's going at this point. And I just need to keep focusing on that. Leyland gave it dry. Read out plot points and are filling them back in. Pretty much. I have notes that literally are, hey, chapter 2, this is what's gonna happen. Chapter 3, hey, this is gonna happen. Hey, haunted house sequence. We're gonna do a revenant. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be a book. There's gonna be a saying. That's how they're gonna exercise it. And then the house is clear. Have some type of funny sequence with Moira's character. Like every chapter I put together, I like threw things together. Now I have combined some chapters. Yeah, so good. Nice. What kind did you get, Kate? I think I see it. Something strawberry.
If you won't answer, I'll carve my own fate with broken vows.
There's a beat of quiet between them. The forest just beginning to stir round edges of morning. Then they will lean forward, scooping bits water and letting it fall through her fingers. Oh no, I'm reading out loud. Just didn't like the way she talked about you. She added quietly. Tymir. Tymir. Oh, whoa. Calm down. Tymir glanced at her. His expression unreadable for a moment. Neither did I. Oh, that's true. Especially if your throat's still bothering you. Kind of want to add more context, I think, to this scene. Yeah, I think I'm going to add more to this sequence. So this is a prime example of what I do a lot of. What? Waiting for what? What? That's what she said? Yeah. And this is exactly what I do. Ready? Delete. I do this a lot.
Lost soul has found their way.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome in. Bet low 8. I don't think I'm saying that correctly, but how are you? Welcome. Welcome to first ever writing stream, actually. Typically just play some Baldur's Gate in here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rewrite that scene. It needed more context. I know you guys don't know really kind of what was going on, because no spoilers. You're gonna have to wait until October, November to read it. But that's so long. That sucks. It sucks. Sorry. Question: do you already have all the characters thought up, or do you think you'll still? Main characters already set in stone. I still have to introduce 2 more. We have Rex's character, and then there's gonna be a dog, a wolf, technically, actually. I don't think I'm going to have any other companions, technically. Will there be other characters as I continue writing? Probably. Mainly, probably demons. Like, powerful demons that aren't just like the monster horde that just eat on the flesh and turn the corrupted dead into the living husk. Yes, we have zombies in this. So far, only one scene with zombies, though. There's a reason behind that. We haven't gotten into it just yet. But I don't think I'm going to add any other main characters, though. I think I already have them how I want, and that's about it. Maybe. We'll see. Why do you ask? So let's rewrite this scene. Leonin knelt at the water's edge, the cold stream slipping between her fingies as she stared into its slow silver current. Morning light spilled weekly, something through the trees, fractured by low mist, and yet all she could feel was the heat, anger, and embarrassment. Anger, embarrassment. Sorry, I'll look at chat in 1 second. Something she didn't want to. Why am I fucking lagging? There's no reason behind it. Is it Tymir or Tymir? Tymir. Tymir! Other than sitting down and literally doing it, what's the hardest part of writing? Getting in the mood for it. I need to, it's a really, really fucking depressing mood I have to get into. Yeah, it's not the camera, it's my computer actually, because OBS is glitching the fuck up, which is annoying. Question. Okay, we answered that. Said it. You're lagging. Yes, I know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on though. I would say really honestly just getting the move over, because like I could, once I'm set, I could probably go all night writing. Literally could. And then it's like, oh, God, now I'm gonna, it's like, oh shit, it's 3 o'clock. I need to fucking, you know, go to bed. Tymir or Tymir? Tymir! 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 It was originally Timothy, but I did take Katie's advice on it. It was actually thanks to Katie we came up with the name Tymir, by the way. Oh my God, why am I not getting this thing? Is it available? Let me come up there and string it. Oh God, what? I said it was thanks to you. And then I looked up, no. I think I liked the name, and then I think I broke down the name because of Tyr, the Norse god of war. And you were like, yeah, well, fine, you. It was all you. I still have to pick it though. What's that behind you? Crunched softly. Damn. You are right. It was just Tymir, and I said you like it. That is true. Yeah. Listen, I'm also like forcing myself into a mood. So like when I write, my main focus is writing. It's like, actually, this is actually, to be really quite honest, this is actually a really, 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 really hard stream for me, because all I want to actually do is just straight up lock everything down and write. But I'm not going to do that tonight. So I would like to play some Helldivers too. Once again, turning the female audience against, yeah, it happens all the time. I literally, it's kind of funny. We were just saying this last night. I literally have more female viewers than male. And for me, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Wow, he said, I didn't want to, oh my God. And yes, it is definitely the ADHD. Like I can't, this chapter would already be done and the next chapter would already be halfway written by now. But it's just, I like my attention is like starting to like make me upset in a way. It's weird. I can't describe it, and no one honestly can fully understand it, which sucks because I don't have anyone I could like explain it to that gets it, I guess. Which is also why I think I mainly prefer writing like late at night. I don't know why, just because it's like when everything's the most quiet. And I'm also, if I start writing, I get less anxiety at night. Because even last night I had a anxiety spike and I couldn't go to bed. It's almost like 4:30. Well, if you explain it to us, maybe we could get it. And that's the problem. I don't know how to explain it. Like I just don't. It's, put it this way, for me to write, I got to put myself in a very depressed mood to write properly. I could write, but to really write this specific book, I have to like literally just be like, best viewing words, and we will play context clues. Well, I'm rewriting this current scene. I completely deleted it because I just was like, man, I don't really like it. Time for a new one. Butts. Shoulders. Rose and fell with a quiet sigh. Didn't mean to snap like that. You had every right to be there. Step it aside. Her action. She was out of line. Now we can play words on stream while he writes. There you go. Oh, that makes sense, though. You have to have your brain on a certain game. Yes, yes. That's honestly probably the best way to put it. Like, kind of like all the times that I literally couldn't get into a gaming session on stream. I literally, like, have to get in this mindset and just like roll with it. Take this off. This vest kind of gets him. I'm yipping. Let's go down there. We're gonna show off the. I just realized this shirt's on inside out. My shirt's on inside out. Word. Oh look, he has a book on the light. I do. Hold on. Let's go to confession, bitches. Just kidding. Bam, suck it. Wait, what? Bam. Also, I knew you've been saying it wrong. I've been saying it wrong? Come on. So, how is it supposed to be said then? I mean, granted, it's my book. I could say it however I do want to. I mean, I'll pop in VC if you want to just say it in there.
Beneath the sky of wolves and stone so gray, her voice still whispers at the break of day.
Tymir.
Her hands
Tymir.
whispers now on my scarred disguise. 1,000 shadows etched behind my eye.
Sorry, Nat doesn't read, so is Nat actually gonna read? I need to fix my shirt now. My shirt is inside out, which you fuckers make me do.
The cradle hollow where my son should be. His silence echoes, whispers misery. I traded vows, I swore to keep her safe, but fate has carved a tomb my faith disgraced.
I was for 2 seconds. Well, I was shirtless. Why is it no? Oh, that's why. Oh no, we're on the OnlyFans. But we're also live on YouTube. Make sure you guys do hit the thumbs up. It does honestly help a lot. Even the last Baldur's Gate stream only got 2 likes apparently, and I think it's sitting at like 20 or 30 views. Where like another one got like 8, and it's at like 140. Man, whatever. God. Jeebus. You forgot the gift part. By the way, did we want to play anything tonight? She was just trying to get a rise. Fail. Mutter. And I too like a damn fool. Tymir shook his head. You stood your ground. No shame in that. Anyone else feel like that when you feel like crap and you do something like play video games, and depending on the level of crappiness, you can actually forget you feel like crap for a bit? That's true. You mentioned that like with COD and stuff. Yeah, because I'm wait, what? Whoa, Nat, why are you pissed off? What did I do? Jesus fucking Christ. Probably my fault. Everything's my fault. I'm gonna clean the cat later and then we can. All right, let me know when you're all set then. I want to say I think at least hit at least an hour and a half. We're already at an hour 20 minutes. I do want to do a reading for the YouTube stream, at least. You texted it? All right. I do want to at least finish writing this section so I don't fuck it up because I have an idea of this scene. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Nat cows. God, that Tim is just a fucking idiot. He gives me a migraine. Katie, yeah, me too. Hey, maybe we should kill him. I'm just kidding. Just say that. I'm not going to read it out loud. But... Oh, no. Ugh. Yeah, that sucks. Why am I fucking lagging? What in the fuck, dude? What it is? I think it's this button. So, wait, what song? This song here? I Have Me. I really want to know why I'm lagging, though. I'm gonna need to restart my career, I think, before we play anything. I don't know. Because I wasn't paying attention to the music, so I didn't know what song it was, to be quite honest. Oh. Finally looked at him. Her eyes softer. Not meow. Now. It wasn't just the way she talked, ... It was the way she looked at you. Like you were some prize. Some shiny new toy. Stopped yourself. You deserve more respect. This one time at my parents' house when I having a party, I was cold. I went upstairs to get some more liquor and a flannel because it was chilly. And Meg was in my bed, and I nearly puked. I needed more booze to forget that night, and not all the booze in the world can make me forget that. Tymir. It's a little... Dude, seriously, I write this book so much better on my fucking laptop. This is like pissing me off right now. Tymir Blades. Thank you, Kate, for liking the stream. Appreciate it. Appreciate anyone let the silence settle before continuing. I do miss Moira in her remarks. She would have a lot to say. It is sad that Abaddon murdered her. Oh shit! Fuck! I'm so sorry. I did not mean to give that spoiler away. Woo! Fuck. Whoops. I'm just kidding. Actually, that was actually a joke. Literally, I was just joking. I just wanted to see what Nat would say, but she didn't respond fast enough. I was bullshitting that. To be dead honest. Who wants to know if Moira, Nat's character, is actually still alive or not? Oh, that's right. I want to kill her. You and Nat have actually a good dynamic. And so does Snazzy's character, too. Like, everyone, I'm making them, like, get along really well. And then Rex's character is just going to be, like, kind of like a bull in a china shop. I don't think I'm going to... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to kill me. Because, like, the main character, the only best one I feel like would have any type of impact in the story would actually be Nat's character, Moira. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Moira would be the only one I feel like that would have a massive impact. She's one of the first characters of the group to be introduced. Then it's Snazzy's. Snazzy's could too, but there's like a dynamic between Tymir and Moira. Like I said, I wanted like a Joel and Ellie scenario between two characters. Snazzy's character has been honestly very fun to write. Tymir. Has been very fun to write because of how I've been doing it. I literally have it where he picks up a bloated fly, puts it in a jar, and he calls it like the snazziest of flies. Let anyone let the silence settle before continuing. No, I haven't. No, I haven't known you long. What? ... What? We've been through. It's been real. And when Nat comes back in, I should totally say that. What do you guys think? Do what I just did. Let's pretend to be just like trailing off on like what I'm writing and just do it. Real. And she just slinks in, throwing winks and innuendo. Yes. We're all. Oh my god. Dancing. I don't trust her. Hi, Mir said firmly. Fought beside people barely trusted. Something beneath the surface with Lily. Can't put my finger on it yet. Say it however you want. Like you said, sure, both the names can be pronounced. I mean, I'm not sure. Honestly, I think I might like that better. Tymir or Tymir. I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, Tymir, I think I was saying it just because, like, we did Father Timothy. But then Tymir isn't Tim, you know? So I'm not like Joey. You can't call yourself the main character. It can't be Joseph. Saying it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna cut, because even in Baldur's Gate, I named the character Tymir Valemar. I do think with your correction, which I do very much appreciate, I do. I do think I like that better instead of Tymir. And I think the reason why I did Tymir is because Tim. My name is Tim. Yeah, if you didn't know, my name is Tim. Someone apparently didn't realize my name was Tim. Why would I call myself Father Timothy? It's just fucking stupid. I'm clipping that. Valemar. Timmy! Your name's Tim? Timmy! Yes. Sorry. Leowen says, fucking caps lock, just quietly, I wish we could have been faster back at church. I do miss Moira and her jokes. She would definitely have something to say about Lily joining us. I wish we beat Abaddon before she killed her. Oh, fuck! I did not mean to say that out loud, to be really quite honest. Well, there's a spoiler. Maybe she gets impaled with a rapier. Whoops. And I was really trying to keep that hush hush, but I just kind of lost my shit. Nah, I'm fucking kidding, by the way. I actually was making that joke earlier, but then I realized you weren't in the stream. I'm drop kicking you. No, your character's not dead. I was making that joke earlier, realized you weren't in the stream. I was like, oh, fuck. Your character's not dead. She does get injured very badly, though. She does get basically, no, I'll literally go to the chapter and read like that last portion of it if you really want me to, where she gets hurt by Abaddon. Why you lag? Why? The fuck's going on with my computer? My whole entire fucking computer is lagging. Dude, what in the fuck, dude? I really was joking though. God, what in the fuck? Alright, fuck this. We are properties. Not that fucking property. Alright, it's working out. Just leave it be. No, I'm being that serious. Nat, your character's not dead. She gets injured, but Tymir snaps. He actually grabs the power that's inside of him, this ancient thing that you guys won't know about yet. And he's able to like beat the living shit out of Abaddon. He makes sure you're good. Leowyn comes over. Remember, Leowyn's a cleric, so she has healing capabilities and begins to heal you immediately. You have to spend the next day resting though before everyone sets back out. So your character's not dead. I promise you it's not. Your character actually has a much bigger role that you're actually going to save Tymir in a upcoming battle, and you're going to do your own damage to Abaddon, actually. You're going to get your fucking revenge on her stabbing you. But you're not going to kill her, though. And now that, yeah, honestly, those would really be the only two that would have the biggest impact. But I really think, like, if I were to kill a character, which I think I'm liking it better, honestly. And to be quite honest, I think in the songs, the AI says it that way, too. But Nat, to be really quite honest, your character has such a big role compared to the majority, because Katie's character would be the biggest. But the other companions, yours is like the next biggest role. I did Tymir and Moira like a Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us, so I can't kill you off. Because if I did, it's just going to take Tymir and just destroy and corrupt him beyond. He wouldn't be able to come back from that. Yeah, and that's the one thing I do kind of hate about the fucking AI when I use names. Especially for the book, because I make like so many, you know? Or not because you were mean. Oh, God.
I am aware that I am an asshole. I really don't care about all of that, though. I got nothing to prove. But honestly, I'm just like you.
Now, you should honestly feel like pretty good about yourself, though, with the character I wrote for you. Because yours is like, after Katie's character, the next biggest character in the group. I haven't even introduced Rex's character yet. I love that. Damp fingers on her tunic. She makes my skin roll sometimes. She's watching everyone too closely. Like she's waiting for something. Oh, God, what now? Oh, no. Yes. Nat. Don't cry. Don't cry. Listen, I thought you would like that. I'm gonna finish. We'll finish writing another time because we're already hitting beyond an hour and a half. I could literally keep this stream going probably for several hours. We're not gonna make this a weekly thing. Especially because I would want other people to be in here. But does anybody have, before I read, does anybody have any more questions? Any more questions at all? And now just to confirm so you can see, okay, if you can read this. I wrote it here, but then I just rewrote this. So this is what was just written. Any objections? Yes. Anyone have any more questions? None? What is your objection,
They
ma'am?
said we wouldn't make it back.
Yeah, you're wrong on the way back.
They were almost right. But we're not done yet.
My face. Okay, thanks. Well, if you guys don't have any more, we're going to do a reading of the prologue, chapter 1, and a snippet of the Ghost of Ash and Fire. And that's it. That's all you guys are getting. We're not going anywhere past chapter 2, at least.
No guns, no time, no second tries. Just one last shot before we die. The run is great, gotta save. Charlie's breath and Legion's name. Jack's rage,
Actually put out.
but I'm the one who takes the fall.
The moonlight.
And this song is actually about when Nat gets stabbed. If she actually listened to the lyrics, she would know she was alive. I was fucking with you.
Held her high with a demon's grin.
All right, you guys, no more questions? We're good with questions? Questions are over? I'm messing with you. Don't worry. But seriously, no more questions? Anybody?
Lost in a godless home.
Dude.
Her whisper cuts like flame through frost.
Like turn off all my lights and just talk like this.
Word, a name nearly lost.
Fuck.
A plea, a
No,
breath,
motherfucker.
a dying light. And Tymir rose to say,
I wanted to like do something with like candlelight, but I just couldn't do it. So,
when the chapel broke, he stood through flame. A man reborn.
yeah, listen, no worries. I think I'm gonna start, even in the Baldur's Gate streams, I think I'm gonna keep this Ask Me Anything going. Doesn't have to be book related. It's literally just gonna be whatever. Because honestly, I kind of like it. Call me weird. You know, when people ask those type of questions and I have to answer, because one, it'll keep chat kind of fun and like going. You know, I am weird. Thank you. It's good to be weird. Just the saying. I'm in so much fucking pain. Jesus Christ. All right. I know you guys have already heard the prologue in chapter 1. Do you want to hear it again? You can be honest. You can say no. It will not hurt my feelings. Oh, chapter 2. Well, listen. All right, Candies, I'm going to do you a favor. For YouTube, because this is going to go on YouTube, I'm going to read the prologue in chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay? How's that sound? There's a Katie up here. Are you going to say hello? That's right now. You won't come through on my mic right now. Remind me to actually fix your mic, though. I really need to do that. Huh? Low. I don't know if I'll put it on. I mean, I'm comfortable, so leave it. I would say just leave it on because it's gonna get hot real quick. So I'm gonna do a reading of the book. I did actually read the prologue in chapter 1 last night for Candies. So I'm gonna reread it because we're doing it to YouTube this time, and I'm gonna read chapter 2. So Candies get a little bit more just of the book. I have weapons, and this is what she does. There's proof on stream right there. Just kidding. She would never. I know she wouldn't. Now, if I did something to cause it, like cheated, like what happened with her sister and brother, yes, thank you. Different story, and I would fully allow. Yeah, but at the same time, I wouldn't be just cheating on you. I'd be cheating on your whole fucking family, and I love your whole fucking family. Like, fuck those people. Do that shit. Bye, Frey. She might not come through this out near. The fake face. It's the fake face. Eat the fake face. Oh, you're eating cat litter. It's all on your fur. There's a turd Katie says hi. All right, let me read this, and then we're gonna play some Helldivers. Why did she smell?
Freya, that smells.
Yes, it was Freya. It's the dog. I mean, they should understand that. All right, let me do the reading, and then we'll I need to restart my computer before we play anything. So anyway, we're gonna do a reading. I'm gonna try to do this as best as I can. And Candies, I promise you, we're gonna do all of chapter 2 as well. Okay. I need to crack. Hold on, let me. You know, before I read, let me just crack my back really quick. All right, peeps. And I'm gonna do one better. We're gonna keep the book up on the screen. Ah, Ireland. I wanna go back. Actually, maybe I wanna go back to Iceland. All right, peeps. Tymir. Yeah, you know what? I think I like that better. Yeah. I do think I like it better. All right. Anyway. First things first. Katie, because you're right there. Do a post in Discord saying we're doing a reading of the book and then ending the stream if everyone wants to come in. The prologue. I might add more context to this. I don't know, or I might just leave the prologue be as it is. But I still don't fully know how I'm going to write the prequel book. I am starting it as Tymir as a child, though. He's going to have an upbringing like me. His parents didn't give a shit. Yes. Is that better? I want to at least have some type of background noise. Just let me know. Blah, blah, blah. Is that much better for you? Yes, no problem. Listen, you tell me, I'll make the adjustments. I don't mind. I'd rather make, especially audio adjustments, you know. I need to start wearing other headphones. I can't wait to get new earrings. I can't wait to take these out and get the ones that I want. I'm going to definitely get like specific ones for stream. But I'm being distracting. Ah, okay. Can you turn down the mic all the way? Ah, yeah. Okay, Nat. All right. All right, we're gonna do a reading, and then guys, we're gonna end the stream, and then we're just me, Katie, and Nat are gonna just play some video games. Anyone's welcome to just join us and voice chat if they want to. Anyway, we're gonna start with the prologue and read up to chapter 2. The beginning chapters are the shortest, so. Sir, we can't hear you. Tymir Valemar, the Paladin of the Silver Order, a name spoken with reverence across the land. He had been a warrior of light, a protector of the innocent, and a steadfast shield against the tides of darkness. But all of that had changed in the last great demonic war, a conflict that nearly tore the world apart. The war began with the opening of the Hell Gates. Dark sorcery had ripped the fabric between realms, allowing legions of demons to pour into the mortal world. Nations fell, cities burned, and countless lives were lost in the face of such overwhelming evil. As the world cried out for salvation, Tymir. Now, I still have to edit names, by the way, because originally the placeholder was Timothy. So you're going to see Timothy in this. I still have to go through and actually cut that. Tymir emerged as a beacon of hope. Armed with his faith and an unbreakable resolve, he led the Silver Order against the demonic hordes. In the war's final days, Tymir and his order were tasked with holding the last gate to hell, the largest of them all. It was in the desperate hour that Tymir's legend was truly born. His comrades fell one by one, their lives sacrificed to buy precious time for the mages working to close the gate. But the enemy was endless, a sea of malevolent creatures clawing at the fabric of reality itself. With his order destroyed, Tymir alone stood between the world and oblivion. This is why I couldn't be a reader, by the way. Marcus! Yes! Mark. We're reading the prologue and the first 2 chapters of my book. I'm currently up to chapter 15. How are you, my dude? I miss my little Polish kielbasa. I can say that because he's mine. I miss my little Polish kielbasa. But yes, we're doing a reading. Let's see, I'll go back a little bit. But the enemy was endless, a sea of malevolent creatures clawing at the fabric of reality itself. With his order destroyed, Tymir alone stood between the world and oblivion. Oblivion, Elder Scrolls. The battle raged for hours, then days. Tymir's strength bolstered by his unshakable faith, his sword in hand and prayers on his lips, he became an immovable force, cutting down every demon that dared to approach. His armor cracked, his body broken, but still he stood, refusing to yield. Finally, the mages succeeded. The gate was sealed with a blinding flash of light, and the demonic tide was stemmed. The world was saved, but the price had been steep. Tymir was the last of his kind, the sole survivor of the final line. Though hailed as a hero, he felt only the weight of loss and the silence that followed the battle. After the war, Tymir laid down his sword and left the battlefield behind. He sought peace, and he found it in a small, forgotten village far from the scars of war. I see chat. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. It was there that he became Father Tymir, a priest who tended the spiritual needs of his people. With a kind heart and gentle smile, in the quiet of the village, Tymir met a woman who saw not the champion of legend, but the man beneath the armor. She was warm, compassionate, and she brought light to the parts of his soul that the war had left in shadow. They fell in love, and for the first time in years, Tymir knew peace. But though the years have passed, and though his hands now hold a chalice instead of a sword, the echoes of that final battle still linger in his heart. Father Tymir knows that peace is fragile, and though the gates of hell are shut, the evil never truly dies. He remains ever watchful, ready to rise once more if darkness should ever threaten his home again. I know, because you got to imagine the first 3 chapters are all Timothy. So I need when I go into the editing process, I'm literally going to read the book, because there's going to be probably I'm debating if I want to add, yes, and I could do that too. I know, but I need to read it, because I'm I can add this here. Ooh, I need to add this context here because I said something in chapter 20 that would be good to put some type of context in chapter 2, you know? So there's stuff that I'm going to be doing some extra writing once I'm finished. So I'm going to read it. As much as I want you to help me with it, like we originally kind of said, I actually want to wait until I have a final copy and just give it to you and be like, here you go, read it. Let me know what you think and write a review online for me. That's me one of the biggest things. If you buy one of the books, I want an honest review. Don't just lie. Don't be like, oh, because I like this person, which is a fucking bullshit lie anyway. You're going to give me a 5-star rating. Be honest. If you don't like the book, you don't fucking like the book. I don't care. I'm not a fucking little pussy. But you hurt my feelings. My back is killing. Chapter 1. The Cracking of Fate. It was an autumn morning. The village awoke to a crisp breeze that carried with it the promise of change on the horizon. The leaves, tinged with hues of amber and gold, danced in the gentle wind as if celebrating the arrival of a new life. This village lay nestled amidst rolling hills, blanketed in emerald green. Honestly, when I thought about this, I literally thought of this when I wrote it. Basically, Ireland. Sorry, I get distracted so bad. Rolling Hills Emerald. With winding paths that meander through whispering woods and fields of wildflowers, each quaint cottage and rustic farmhouse seems to have sprung forth from the very earth itself. Their thatched roofs and stone chimneys blended seamlessly with the natural, let's fix that, beauty that surrounded them. Very funny, like typos. In the center of the village square, a bubbling fountain stood as a symbol of life and renewal, its crystal clear waters reflecting the dappled sunlight that filtered through the leafy canopy above. Children laughed and played in its cool embrace, their joyful shouts mingling with the laughter of their elders as they went about their daily tasks. At the heart of the village stood an ancient church, its weathered spire reaching towards the heavens like a silent sentinel itself. That's where I was. A silent sentinel guarding the souls of the faithful. The sun had barely crept over the horizon when Father Tymir finished lighting the candles for morning mass. The soft glow filled the church, casting long shadows across the wooden pews. He stood at the altar, his fingers brushing the worn edges of the holy text, and for a moment he allowed himself a rare smile. Today was a special day, a day of joy. Elowin, his wife, was with child. After years of peace and love, their firstborn was expected to arrive soon. Elowin had always been a beacon of light in Tymir's life. Her laugh was like music, her spirit gentle but unyielding. She had seen the scars of war in him, but had never shielded away from them. Instead, she loved him fiercely, restoring in him a sense of hope he thought long lost. The thought of their child, a piece of them, brought warmth to his heart. The sound of its bells echoed across the countryside, calling the villagers to mass. As the first rays of dawn painted the stained glass windows as the congregation gathered, Tymir led them in prayer. His voice was steady, calm, carrying the familiar weight of his position as a priest. The flickering glow of candlelight danced upon the worn stone walls, casting eerie shadows that seemed to sway in the rhythm of the whispered prayer. As Father Tymir led his congregation in the worship, his voice filled with reverence and devotion. The villagers bowed their heads in silent reverence, their hearts lifted by the timeless cadence of the sacred hymns that filled the sanctuary. May the light of the Creator shine upon us this day, he said, raising his hands. May we find peace in our hearts, strength in our souls, and may the darkness never cast its shadow upon this village. But as the words left his mouth, a cold sensation crept down his spine. Even as they sang praises to the heavens, there was a palpable sense of unease, a tension that hung in the air like a storm cloud on the horizon. His eyes flickered to the back of the chapel, scanning the faces of the villagers. For a brief moment, it was as if the room had grown darker, as though a shadow unseen had slithered into the room. He felt it, something ancient, malevolent, watching. The sensation was fleeting, but it left a chill in the air. Tymir shook it off. The war is over, he told himself. The gates are sealed, yet the nagging feeling of unease remained. His thoughts were interrupted as the chapel doors burst open. A villager, breathless and pale, stumbled inside. Father Tymir, he called out, voice strained with panic. It's Elowin. She's gone into labor. Tymir's heart leaped into his throat. No, it's too soon, he thought. He bolted from the altar, his robes billowing behind him as he rushed out of the chapel. The whispers of the congregation followed him, but he didn't care. He had to get to her. The village midwife met him at the door to their small cottage, her expression grim. It's too early, Father, she murmured, but she's strong. We'll do everything we can. Tymir knelt beside Elowin's bed, his heart pounding in his chest. She smiled weakly up at him, her face pale, beads of sweat dotting her forehead. Our child is coming, she whispered, her voice strained with pain. Tymir clasped her hand, squeezing it gently. I'm here, he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. We'll do this together. The hours stretched on, each one filled with tension and fear. The midwife and her assistants worked tirelessly, but something was wrong. Tymir could see it in their eyes, the way they moved with growing urgency. Finally, the moment came. The child born, but the room fell into an eerie silence. No, Tymir breathed, his eyes widening as he looked at the still form of his son. Really weird that the song playing right now is all about this.
Literally is chapter 1, this song. Sorry. No, please. The midwife's face was pale. I'm sorry, father. Tymir's world shattered. His son, his firstborn, was stillborn, the breath of life never touching his tiny body. He felt as if his soul had been ripped from his chest. Beside him, Elwyn let out a soft, heartbroken sob. But the nightmare wasn't over. Blood stained the sheets beneath her, and Tymir could see the life draining from her as well. Her breaths grew shallow, her grip on his hand weakening. Tymir, she whispered, her eyes fluttering open for one last moment. I love you. No, Tymir cried, clutching her hand as her eyes closed, her chest stilling. Elwyn, no, please. But there was nothing he could do. She was gone. His son, his wife, everything he had built after the war, torn away in a single cruel moment. He fell to his knees beside their lifeless bodies, his tears soaking the bloody sheets. And then, from the shadows, a sound echoed in the small room, a deep, guttural laugh, slow, mocking, filled with ancient malice. Tymir's head snapped up, his grief momentarily giving way to confusion. The room felt suddenly colder, darker. The candles flickered, and then, from the corner of the room, he saw it, a figure, tall and cloaked in shadow, its eyes burning with hellfire. Azazel, Tymir whispered, recognizing the ancient demon instantly. This was no mere fiend. This was one of the original demons, a creature whose power rivaled the gods themselves, banished during the wars long ago. Azazel stepped forward, his grin wicked. Oh, Tymir, the demon said, his voice dripping with malice. Did you really think you could escape the darkness, that after all you had done, you would be allowed peace? Tymir's hands trembled as the demon circled him, eyes glinting with satisfaction. You fought valiantly once, Azazel sneered, but look at you now, broken, powerless. Your faith couldn't save your wife, it couldn't save your son, and now, Azazel waved a clawed hand, and from the distance, Tymir heard the unmistakable sound of destruction, roaring flames, screams of terror. A hellgate had cracked open, and the village, the home he had sworn to protect, was being consumed by hellfire. The demon's laughter filled the room, echoing in Tymir's ears. He wanted to scream, to lash out, to fight, but his body wouldn't move. He could do nothing but kneel beside the bodies of his wife and son, his soul crushed beneath the weight of despair. And now, Tymir, Azazel whispered, leaning in close, his voice like poison, now you understand what true hopelessness feels like. With a final bone-chilling laugh, Azazel vanished into the shadows, leaving Tymir alone in the ruins of his life, surrounded by death and fire. Before I read chapter 2, I'm actually going to read a future chapter. We're going to read the chapter that starts off with a flashback, because it takes, like I said, it takes place an hour after that. Chapter 2, The Ghost of Ashton Foya. Years had passed, but the pain was as fresh as the day he had lost everything. Father Tymir wandered the edges of what had once been his village, barely a shell of the man he had been. The strong paladin, the devoted priest, the husband and nearly a father, all of it had been burned away in a single night. He had tried to outrun the memories, wandering from place to place, avoiding the remnants of the life he once knew. But something had drawn him back. Perhaps it was the desire for closure. Perhaps it was the whisper of a dream. Elwyn's voice and the distant calling him home. Whatever it was, he had returned. The air was thick with the stench of death. As he approached what was left of the village, the charred ruins of homes lay silent. Skeletal remains of the once vibrant place. The cobblestone paths were cracked and uneven, overgrown with weeds. Shadows clung to every corner, giving the village an unnatural, haunted stillness. How long has it been? Tymir wondered, though the answer didn't matter. Time had lost all meaning to him. Little context, I haven't quite figured out how long it's been. I'm thinking it's just something that I don't think needed a context, to be quite honest, but it's at least a minimum of 5 years. Time had lost all meaning to him, each day blending into the next. Filled with guilt and regret, he tightened his grip on the hilt of his old sword as he walked, A weapon once blessed and wielded in battle, but now carried more as a relic of his past than a source of hope. The remnants of the chapel loomed in the distance, its once white walls now gray with ash, the steeple broken and leaning. Even from here, Tymir could sense an unnatural chill radiating from its stone walls. He steeled himself, his breath shallow as he approached. It was here, within those walls, his life had unraveled. As he reached the chapel's entrance, his eyes were drawn to the altar. The candles, long melted into puddles of wax, lay scattered across the ground. The wooden pews were overturned and blackened by fire. A strange, oppressive silence blanketed the place, heavier than anything Tymir had felt before. Why did I come back? He murmured to himself, feeling the weight of his memories pressing down on him, as suffocating as the smoke that had consumed the village all those years ago. Because you couldn't resist my love. The voice, soft and familiar, sent a shiver down his spine. He froze, his heart pounding as he turned. Standing on the corner of the ruined chapel was a figure he knew all too well, Elowen. She was dressed as he remembered her, in the simple dress she had worn on the day they married. Her hair fell loose in waves around her shoulders, and her eyes held the same softness he had loved so deeply. But something was wrong. Her eyes, they were darker, colder, with an unnatural gleam that sent a chill through his veins. This was not the woman he had loved. Elowen, he whispered, his voice cracking with disbelief. No, it can't be. She smiled, but it was not the warm, gentle smile he remembered. There was something twisted about it, something cruel. Why, Tymir, she asked, her voice lifting, mocking. Why did you leave me? You abandoned me, abandoned our son. You let us die and rot. The words struck him like a physical blow. No, I didn't. I didn't abandon you. I was there. I tried to save you. I would have given my life if I could. Demon! Elowen's figure tilted her head, her eyes glinting with malice. But you couldn't, could you? All your power, your faith, and yet you failed. Tymir felt his knees weaken. His mind spun, caught between the desire to embrace her, to believe that somehow she was real, and the terrible realization that something far darker was wearing her face. This isn't you, he said, forcing the words out, though they were barely a whisper. Elowen would never say those things. The figure let out a soft, mocking laugh. Oh, but I am your beloved wife, Tymir. I am everything she was and more. Her eyes flickered and gleamed, turning into a fiery glow. I carry the pain you caused, the suffering you brought upon her. Do you think your God would look favorably upon you now? He clenched his fists, his mind racing. This wasn't her. Couldn't be. Elowen was gone. She was at peace beyond this world. And yet, looking at this creature wearing her face, he felt his heart twist with longing and guilt, the old wounds tearing open once more. Show yourself, he growled, his voice low, filled with a simmering rage. You may wear her face, but you cannot hide your true self. The figure of Elowen smirked, her features beginning to shift, her skin growing ashen, her eyes blazing with an internal fire. The illusion faded, and standing before him was a twisted creature, a demon with horns curling from its brow, a face contorted with malice. Its form flickered between shadow and flame, an embodiment of the dark power he had fought so hard to keep from this world. Tymir drew his sword, the steel gleaming faintly in the dim light. He took a breath, steadying himself as he met the demon's gaze. Oh, Tymir, it sneered, you think you still have the strength? I have grown strong from the bitterness festering within you. You are weak, a mere shell of the warrior you once were. But Tymir held his ground, gripping his sword tightly. This weapon, once a symbol of his power and duty, had long been sheathed, gathering dust, a painful reminder of a life that felt distant. Yet as he held it now, he felt a spark, a small, fragile ember of defiance. He tightened his stance, the faint warmth of his old blessings radiating from the blade. The demon lunged, a blur of shadow and flame, and Tymir barely managed to parry. Their blades clashing with a resounding crash, the force of the impact sent a shudder through his arms. But he steadied himself, gritting his teeth as he held firm. What am I doing? He thought desperately, a surge of doubt crawling at him. He had lost his faith, had been forsaken by the god he'd once served so faithfully. How could he possibly stand against this creature now? The weight of the years, the grief, and the loss seemed to press down on him, threatening to crush what little resolve he had left. Ooh. You cannot be rid of me so easily, Tymir, the demon taunted, slashing at him with a clawed hand. He ducked, feeling the whoosh, whoosh of heat as it narrowly missed his face. Summoning all his strength, he drove his sword forward, plunging it into the demon's side. It shrieked, the sound echoing off the broken walls, but it twisted, slashing at him with inhumane strength. Tymir staggered back, gasping as he felt claws rake across his shoulder. The pain sharp and searing, he fell to one knee. Panting, his vision blurred with agony and despair, he couldn't do this. Not without his faith, not without his God, and not without Elwyn. Need a sip of something, hold on. Oh, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Where was I? But in the thick silence of his despair, a soft whisper seemed to stir within his mind. Get up, Tymir. The voice was gentle, familiar, a voice he had longed to hear for so many years. He strained to listen, his heart pounding. Get up, father. A voice familiar, fragile, yet filled with love. One he did not recognize. And then once more he heard Elwyn and the two voices merging, urging him forward. You still have us, they seemed to say. We are with you. The words sparked something within him. He didn't understand it, couldn't fully grasp it, but he felt a warmth blooming in his chest, fragile but real. For the first time that dark day, he didn't feel entirely alone. Gritting his teeth, Tymir rose, gripping his sword tightly. The faint warmth he felt from the voices seemed to flow into the blade, causing it to glow with a faint, ethereal light. He met the demon's gaze, his voice trembling but filled with newfound strength. I may be broken, he said, voice low but steady, but I will not allow you to desecrate their memory. Whatever strength I have left, I will use it to send you back to the depths where you belong. The demon let out a derisive laugh, its form flickering, twisting the shadows in flame. Oh, Tymir, it sneered, your pain feeds me, but you are nothing with your God. You are nothing without your faith. That's supposed to be you are nothing without your God. See, I'm already like coming across things. Tymir steadied himself, raising his sword high as the faint glow intensified, spreading through the chapel, pushing back the darkness. I may not have faith in my God, he said, his gaze unwavering, but I have faith in them, and that is enough. The demon's laughter faltered as the light from the sword seared its shadowy form. It screeched, its twisted features contorting in pain. Tymir charged, slashing at the creature with renewed strength, each strike fueled by the faint, steady warmth of Elwyn's voice, the lingering presence of his son. Boom. You cannot banish, the demon hissed, thrashing at Tymir's blade cut through in its form. The light burning away its darkness. Your pain buns. It buns you to me. Binds you to me. You could never escape. Tymir met the creature's gaze, his grip firm as he swung his sword again, driving it back. I may carry this pain, he said, his voice steady, but it is my strength, not yours. With a final roar, he brought his sword down, cleaving through the demon's form. A blinding light erupted from the blade, filling the chapel with an intense, purifying radiance. The demon shrieked, its shadowy body convulsing as the light tore through it, stripping it down to the very essence. Slowly, its twisted form unraveled, dissolving into wisp of smoke and ash. As the last of the darkness faded, silence fell over the chapel. Tymir stood there, breathing heavily, his sword still glowing faintly with that holy light. The warmth that had carried him through the battle remained, steady and comforting, like a gentle hand on his shoulder. He closed his eyes, feeling a familiar presence lingering in the quiet. Thank you, he whispered, his voice choked. He knew they were with him still, even if only in spirit. The thought filled him with a bittersweet peace he hadn't felt in years. When he opened his eyes, he looked around the chapel, now free from the shadows that had haunted it. Though the building lay in ruins, there was a strange serenity in the air, as if the place had been cleansed of darkness that had claimed it. Tymir sheathed his sword, his hand resting on the hilt for a moment. For the first time since the fateful night, he felt a glimmer of purpose stirring within him. The pain would always be there, the scars permanent, but he could still fight. He could still be a force against the darkness. As he turned to leave the chapel, he paused by the doorway, glancing back. He swore he felt a gentle breeze, like a whisper of his wife's touch and the faintest laughter of a child carried on the wind. I will continue, he thought, feeling the warmth still within him, and he stepped out of the chapel, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The path was uncertain, but Tymir knew one thing for sure: he was no longer alone. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to read one more segment. I just have to actually get to it. It's going to be a flashback that happens later on. Oh, chapter 6 is when Kitty's character gets introduced. Other character. What sleeps with men? Ooh, there's so many spoilers. So many spoilers. I think 6 was like one of the longest chapters. I think I fucking. What do you guys think of it so far, though? I mean, most of you kind of already heard most of it before. No. Here we go. Chapter 10. The moment he broke. That's a good thing it's backed up on my OneDrive, my laptop, and on a flash drive, and online. So, won't do anything. Chapter 10. Same chapter, Nat dies. I'm just kidding. Chapter 10, the moment he broke. Years ago, the day the world had gone silent. Tymir didn't remember walking out of the house. He didn't remember drawing his sword. He only remembered the sound her body made when it stilled, when her hand slipped from his and the midwife whispered, "She's gone." And before that, no cries, no first breath from his son, just the stillness, the wrongness, the weight of two lives never meant to end this way. Something cracked inside him, not like a branch, but like a dam, and then it broke, everything drowned in it. The door behind him was still swinging open as he walked out into the street, sword in hand, eyes burning. The sky above was crimson, the first signs of the Hellgate splitting open. The winds reeked of sulfur and blood. Demons clawed through burning wood and broken stone as his village fell apart. Tymir didn't pray. He screamed. He screamed at the sky, and then he started killing. The first demon never even saw the blade coming. Tymir's sword carved through it in a flash of steel and blood. Hey, Katie hasn't even heard this part yet. If she's paying attention, I don't know if she is. Where were you? His voice tore through the air like a blade. I gave you my life, he roared, my soul. I followed your laws. I protected your flock. I held the line when no one else would. He tore through the first demon in a single swing, blade catching bone. And this is how you repay me? Another strike, severed arms splattering, screaming. I begged you to save her. I pleaded for my son to cry, to breathe. A larger beast lunged from the rooftop. Tymir grabbed its jaw, split open down the center with his sword. I believed in your mercy, in your justice. I believed in you. He crushed the demon's skull beneath his boot, slicing through the next one in the same motion. Small ones, twisted, fast, larger ones with fangs like spears and claws that burned through steel. Tymir didn't care. He charged into them, roaring, blades soaked in gore. He wasn't fighting like a paladin. He was butchering. And something inside him, something deep and ancient, loved it. It washed through his eyes, drank in the carnage, fed on the fury. He didn't hear it speak, not yet, but its presence curled around his soul like smoke in his lungs. But there was no divine answer, no light, no warmth, only flame, only rot. Only the hiss of the demons and snap of wood. And something else, something within him that rose like bile. The darkness didn't speak, it watched, it curled through his grief like a vine, feeding, strengthening, and Tymir, for a moment, welcomed it. Every time he cut one down, the the next felt easier. The fire in his veins burned brighter. The edge of his sword grew darker. By the time he fell to his knees, the village quiet again, dead. Ash covered his boots. His arms trembled. His hands, once used to heal, to bless, were soaked with blackened blood. And he hadn't saved anyone. He'd just been too late. He buried Elwyn and their son with his own hands. No prayer, no rites, just earth, just silence. He laid Elwyn beneath the old tree outside the chapel, wrapped in the blanket they'd made together. Their son, unnamed, untouched by the world, lay in her arms. He dug the grave until his fingers bled, and when it was done, Tymir didn't cry. He sat beside the mound of earth, sword laid across his lap, staring at the stone he couldn't bring himself to carve. The wind blew through the grass, and inside his chest, the thing he didn't yet know was real. It smiled. Dun, 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 dun. See. That's it for now, because if I read any more, that actually goes into the events of chapter 10. That starts out as a thingamabob. Rude what? You got more context this time around. This was brand spanking new. So what'd you think? What did you think of the flashback? Because to be really quite honest, the more I started writing, I feel like the better my writing got. I kind of was in a very, very bad mood. I did write that part though. I'm really trying to not, because I want to experience it when I read it. True. So that's takes place in chapter 10, and it's a flashback to chapter 1. But there will be no other readings of the book. If I do a reading, it's literally going to be just the prelude in chapter 1. That's it. We're not going to do any others. I think the flashback is stronger because it seems to have more detail, if that makes sense. Yes. Which is why I had to write and add more. You know, which is why I did a flashback. And there's a hint in that flashback to something. What is it, though? I think chapter 1 needs to be more fleshed out, especially compared to the chapter 2. And I do agree with that. I think I need to add some more to it, to be quite honest. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to. I haven't quite decided. I have not actually rewritten chapter 1. Chapter 1 is the only chapter that has not been rewritten. I don't know if I want to add more to it because it's supposed to be like the starting point, and then chapter 2 and on is the building to move forward, if that makes any sense. You know, but I don't know. When I go back and start like adding context and stuff, because to be really quite honest, when I wrote the flashback, I forgot in chapter 1 that I already introduced Azazel, who is potentially not the main villain of the story. I could see that. I could see that. It gives you like some background to his character, you know. I might rewrite chapter 1. I honestly don't know yet. I don't know what I could add to chapter 1 because I kind of want to leave it guessing. May or may not pull a supernatural. Leaving it at that. I'll give a hint of something. I have a fascination. There's a song I have a fascination with, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But I gave a hint of it. City of the Blank. In the very, very end, they go to this other realm for a reason. And maybe Elwyn, Leolin, wake up. I don't know. There's only 2 characters that get flashbacks. Leowen and Tymir. That's what I do. But I'm glad you guys are liking it. I think at this point from here on out, going to try and focus on writing more. We're going to try and do these every now and then. Dude, what up, my dude? You're coming at like the end of the stream, by the way, buddy. I'm sorry. We just got done doing a reading of my book. We're going to actually end the night soon. Because this was not a gaming stream. It's all good, my dude. It's all good. I'm glad you like your songs, by the way. I made pizza some music. Yeah. Yes, it'll be on YouTube where you can listen to it because I am streaming on YouTube as well. So you can find it on there. We just streamed to TikTok, but TikTok, I keep seeing people join and then within 5 seconds they just fucking leave. It's like, all right, fuck out of here. Goodbye. It's gonna read. But yeah, if you want to hear it, it'll be at the last because we did it towards the end. I read the prelude of the book, chapter 1, chapter 2, and then skipped all the way to chapter 10 for a flashback. That's it. That's going to be it tonight, guys. Sunday, we'll be back to Baldur's Gate. And then Thursday, more Baldur's Gate. And then we might do an impromptu third stream. We're going to try and, I think, start doing 3 streams a week, but those kind of vary. No matter what, we're going to have the 2 Baldur's Gate streams no matter what. I'm going to try to do an extra stream. It's going to be Mass Effect on Insanity. We're going to do an Insanity run with Dixper. 30 seconds timer. And we're going to have a bit or a sub goal that if you hit it for the next 2 streams, the timer goes to 0. Then you can amplify it too at that point. So literally you could just spam Dixper and just kill me. We play any solar, but I unfortunately last night I did not get the chance. When I grabbed Nuggy, she had a pee-pee blowout. So she woke up. I had to clean her up, clean the bassinet, change her clothes and everything. And then she was awake, so I had to give her a bottle. So ended up not playing. I didn't even get the chance to honestly play today either. I'm gonna stay up tonight, unfortunately, and play Stellar Blade. Because I am so early on in the game that I don't have any context of the game, nor any good clips. I need more. I need hours upon hours of clips in order to do something, you know. But yeah, so it's great. It's great. We're gonna end the YouTube stream, so goodbye YouTube. And we're gonna raid out on Twitch. So goodbye YouTubes. Thanks for watching if anybody was there.